Alperen Sengun goes off against the Chicago Bulls in the second half. Let's talk about it. What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the 200th edition of Summit State of Mind, presented to you by the Apollo Podcast Network. In this episode, we're going to discuss the takeaways from the Rockets' loss versus the Bulls, Alperen Sengun's current All-Star voting place, a little trade deadline talk, and preview Rockets versus Pistons. I'm, of course, joined by my co-host, I was going to call you the commissioner, the GM.
I'm the
Justin.
GM. Let's get it right.
And, of course, we're joined by our other co-host.
I'm back.
Big Dog is back.
I'm
Mr.
back.
DJ.
What's up?
Put them sunnies on, Deej. Put them sunnies on.
Hey, man, I got to.
Put them sunnies on, man.
It's bright in here, like
It's
Alperen
bright.
Sengun's future.
Yeah,
like his future is bright, man.
That's right.
Gotcha.
Right. Like the future of the Rockets, future of the Texans.
Oh,
Playoffs.
Playoffs.
Talking
We're
about
in there.
playoffs.
We're in there.
We got to give him a shout out one time. Shout outs to producer Garrett, who's actually in here, actually producing our episode. So shout outs to Garrett. And shout outs to the Houston Texans. We got to give him a shout out one time because they're actually in the playoffs.
We did it.
So let's get it. From Summit all the way to Off the Gridiron. Good luck.
Playoffs.
Go Texans.
Talking about playoffs.
Playoffs. But the Rockets, at the very least, are a couple months from the playoffs.
We're
And
hanging
slowly
in there.
it's
We're
slowly
hanging in
on
there.
for dear life. Currently 10th place in the standings right now. It's a very competitive West.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go ahead and talk about it. Let's go straight into it right now. Takeaways from Rockets versus Bulls. The Rockets do fall to the Chicago Bulls 124-119 in a game where they were not in it at all up until the fourth quarter, where they decided to just, apply defense. Bulls not able to score in the last 5 minutes was huge. They were stuck on 112 forever. And it basically teed up for an Alperen Sengun overtime special. Ultimately led to the Rockets' loss. Big Dog, I want to take it over to you first. Give me immediate thoughts from that game. I know you have thoughts.
Shout out to the refs for being that was absolutely crazy.
Talking about the refs, right?
Yes, the refs,
terrible.
man. Okay,
It's
I'm going to just say
horrendous.
this about the refs. How was it a flopping technical but still a loose ball foul?
I don't understand that.
So they're saying like exaggeration
Can
was
we
on
make
that.
it
Like
make
I don't
sense?
understand exactly like
I don't
when it
understand
pertains
that.
to
No,
that.
make it make sense. Like,
Yeah.
for real. Like, what are we doing?
It didn't make any sense. But other than that, tough loss. That's what happens when you can't finish a game right now. We're a young team.
Yep.
I understand. And it's going to take a while for us to learn how to finish games. Shout out to Sengun because it did look like his All-Star campaign was about to go down in the dumps. But my boy said, hey, I got Nikola Vucevic on me. Let me show out. Let me show out. And
Let the man cook.
Yeah, he cooked them. What was the stat line? 25, 9, and 4?
Yeah, he had an incredible stat line here.
Yeah.
We're looking at, I'll give you the stat line real quick. 25 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, 11 of 19 from the floor after a horrific first half.
Yeah, you got to
Yeah.
love to see it. You love to see it, man. That's all-star mentality. That's an all-star player right there. Unfortunately, we did not get the win. Would have loved to got the win, but, hey, that's what happens when you have a more experienced yet bad Chicago Bulls team. Kobe White, I'll give him his flowers. He's fucking amazing. Kobe White is fucking amazing.
Clutch 3 in overtime.
Yes.
We got to give it
yes.
to him.
You love to see. Another problem, we let what? Who was that got almost 15 rebounds? I think it was Zach LaVine. We let Zach LaVine get double-digit rebounds.
Yes, we did. Yeah. Let me just
Which is kind of
yeah,
insane
double
to be
check that.
honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vucevic. Yeah, Zach LaVine got 13 rebounds. He
Yeah.
pulled off a double-double.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah, what are we doing? We need to be better on the boards too. And that's where when we talk about the trade deadline, that's where the trades come in to talk.
Yes.
because we got to
Exactly.
some things.
Absolutely.
Well, that's all I have to say. I mean, a Sengun masterclass just wasted. But hey, Sengun got out the dumps. He realized who was on him. I need him to get into that point more often. Like, hey, I got this dude on me. I know I'm gonna cook you. Let me go ahead and do my thing. But that's all I have to say.
It felt like playground ball.
Yeah, it did.
Like, it was like, oh, cook him, Sengun. Oh,
Yeah,
cook
you
him.
could
Like,
legit hear the
everyone on
crowd.
the bench was like, oh. It's like, dude, it's like elementary school, Oh, I got this guy on me. Eyes light up. Like,
Yeah,
let's go to
exactly.
work. Clear
Yeah.
it out. Clear it out.
Exactly.
Go the 1-4 flat. Like, what are we doing here? GM, over to you right now. Immediate thoughts. The Rockets lost to the Bulls.
I mean, you're right. We definitely had no business being in the game, frankly. I mean, we were down double digits most of the game. We tied it in the fourth. Luckily, we got to overtime. We almost won the game with a Jabari Smith 3 at the buzzer. I mean, honestly, anytime Jabari puts it up at the end of games, I feel like it's going in, frankly. But overall, Sengun showed out. He played out. He did what he was supposed to do in the second half, putting up all these crazy shots. That fadeaway that had the crowd oohing and ahhing when it was like 119, 114, I believe.
They extended
And then
the lead to
that
5,
shot was a
man.
beautiful,
Should've
beautiful. It was a
won.
beautiful shot, but that was also the beginning of the end. I mean,
I really thought
they
we
went on a
had it.
10-0 run there.
Yeah.
And
I really thought we had that.
no, honestly, I did. After that shot, it truly felt like that we were going to win this game.
Right.
We had no business being in that position, but I think that with the way that the game played out, you can obviously tell that we are missing still Dylan Brooks and Tari Eason. The one thing that I do want to take away from here is that we definitely need to probably put Cam Whitmore in the starting lineup until Dylan Brooks.
Well, I forgot to give him his flowers.
Until Dylan Brooks comes back.
He played great in his minutes. He played great.
Yeah,
He-
30 plus.
They're impactful. And I'll say this, Brad posted up a graphic today that stated like he's hit at least 4 field goals in every game that he's played in since he's been called back up from RGV. So I mean, the man's hitting shots. He's been in some games he's been a lot more efficient than others. It just depends on obviously what kind of green light he has at that moment. But we've seen that Cam Whitmore can spread the floor. He's the perfect complement in terms of catch and shoot with spacing in terms of Jabari Smith Jr., Jalen Green, and Fred VanVleet with Alp taking up the middle, soaking up all that gravity. It spreads the floor so much better for what Alp and Fred VanVleet do. Even Jalen Green in terms of the playmaking. These guys need... I just truly believe. I mean, I'm not trying to take anything away from Tate, but I just think that Cam Whitmore would be a better fit in the starting lineup at this moment. Sure, our defense may take a fall, but offensively, we can definitely pick up the slack with Cam Whitmore playing 25 to 32 minutes alongside the guys.
If he's not playing well either, like if you say, let's say the next game against Detroit, which in my opinion would be a perfect game to plug him in as a starter.
Exactly.
Yes.
I don't think Ime will do that. However,
It'd be ballsy.
It'd be mad ballsy of him. I mean, we've lost 2 in a row. We have not won a road game on this current 7-game road stand. We got 5 games remaining now. I think it'd be ballsy to put him in immediately. But it's one of those things like you can let him start, and if he, doesn't play well, starts a game like 0-4, you can just take him out and put Jay-Sean back in the game. It's not a problem. But it's up to Ime whether or not he's feeling that either more has Cam Whitmore earned it, or is he feeling pressure of trying to stay within that play-in of the West, because it's nip and tuck now. We're at 500. We're at 18-18, but we're at 10th now. Like, that's how insane it is. At 500 doesn't net you. It may not net you. 41-41 may not net you a play-in spot,
which is kind of crazy.
That's
to think
the
about.
scary thing.
Yeah.
The separation between the 7, I think the 7 and the 10 is 3 games, and then the separation from 6 to 10 is 4. So it's not major. Like, we're looking at
It's razor thin.
it's razor thin. Like, the margin for error is really minuscule.
Also to note, like, I think there's one team outside of playing pitcher, the Jazz. They're playing like really good ball now, and they're winning.
They shouldn't
So
even be winning. What are we
they
doing?
might sneak in, but we need to like pick it up like now if we want to like keep our spot in that playing pitcher.
Right. And there's actually two reasons as to why I believe that the Rockets lost this game. One, I mean, shout-outs to Will, guest on the show. Before, he said it multiple times last night. You shot 12 of 20 from the free throw line. 8 free. You go 9.
That's 8
you
free
go
points.
18 of 20. That's 6 more points. You win the game by 1. You shouldn't even get to that point.
Exactly.
You make your free throws, you win the game. That's just bottom line. You didn't make your free throws. That's a 60% free throw percentage. And then reason number 2, and I've said this time and time again, and actually said this in the last episode when it was just me, defense. Defense and not having Dylan Brooks and Tari Eason on the floor. Like, what are we doing when Dylan and them are on the floor? Like, I need expeditiously for Dylan Brooks to come back this road trip. Like, we are missing him. Like, if Sengun's the engine, like, Dylan Brooks is the heartbeat, like, of that defense. We move when we move as far as Dylan Brooks moves defensively. I think we need him back, like, now. I'm hoping, because he's traveling with the team, which is good. He's participating in practice. That's good. We need him back. Like, at least by Boston, we need him back. Because I can't
I can see
take
that as a possibility.
A 3-game losing streak, a 4-game losing streak going into Boston. Like, I can't handle that.
I think he won't play against Detroit. Obviously, he won't play against Detroit, but I think he might, suit up against Boston because he knows, like, hey, that's the tough team in the East. That's the number 1 team in the East. hey, I need to be on my P's and Q's. I need to help these guys out. So
because he's
Right.
gonna push considering his personality. You know how he works. I mean,
Yeah.
the one thing they did say was like a week by week basis as opposed to Tari, where it was day by day.
Yeah.
I mean, can we anticipate Tari playing in the back to back? Maybe one of the games, possibly. They might put him and then swap Dylan to play Saturday and Tari play Friday. But I mean, obviously we all want them both back in uniform playing for the Rockets, but we're just going to have to make do with what we have. Ime is going to have these guys work, and he's going to have his work cut out for him as well. We're not going to win when you're giving up 120 plus points a game.
That's what I'm saying.
So that's just not how it's going to work. But
we've
just
given up like an average of last 7 games without Dylan before the last game. I had mentioned on the last episode that we have given up 117 points per game. So now,
Christ.
so that's an 11 point, and I think it's gone up now because we gave up 124 now, so it's probably gone up to 118.
Yeah.
You're looking at a 12-point discrepancy from when Dylan is when he's on the floor. You're giving up 106 to now giving up 118. So that's there's your percentages right there. That's the reason why we're losing. Defense. I mean that's it. Buckets will be made. I'm not worried about this team scoring buckets. That's not a problem. Especially when you have someone like Cam Whitmore starting to get going. I'm not worried about it now. I'm worried about the defense and getting stops, which they're not able to do. So, by the way, guys, I got to give a shout out and flowers once again, Alperen Sengun. Oh, guys, that overtime experience was almost spiritual. Like for that first 2 minutes, dude, I hadn't felt like that since. And I'm gonna mention, I'm sorry, and people that aren't a fan of him, James Harden when he was on the Rockets uniform.
Wow.
Like I was like, cook him. I was like, oh my god, what are we doing? I'm like, clear it out.
Clear out.
Yeah.
Clear out. Vucevic, eyes light up. Like, dude, he could. I have not seen, like, it was Dirk Nowitzki 2011. Like, no one could stop him. Doubled him, tripled him. No one could stop. I have not seen a Rocket in a Rocket uniform dominate like that. At least in a season game since James Harden.
Yeah.
Like, that is insane. Like, which transitions perfectly into our next topic. Haha. So
Smooth.
operator. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on right now. Alperen Sengun's current All-Star voting place. Because look, he's on my shirt. He's not on the GM shirt.
Whoa.
But he's on DJ. He's on DJ's shirt. By the way, shouts to you, DJ. That's
Always.
it's a sick team, my guy.
Hey, man, always.
You got to show out
always.
one time. DJ, I know you got the numbers right now for you. What are we looking at in terms of the current All-Star voting for Alperen Sengun? They just released the second voting, basically, the second sets of votes.
Yeah,
second wave.
And
yeah.
I've seen the numbers, but I want you to be the one to go ahead and deliver them right now. So where are we at right now in Sengun standing? He was at 300 plus thousand.
He took a 615,000 plus jump, and he passed Paul George. As of this screenshot, he's at 950,959 votes. Paul George is at 600K.
Oh,
Yeah.
So there's a major drop
wow.
off.
Yes, major. He took over Paul George, and the fact that he has more votes than some of these guys, it amazes me. Right now, he's sitting at 6 in the front court, and overall, like in the Western Conference, I think he's like around 9th.
Ooh.
So what are we thinking?
He gets in.
He gets in, right?
He gets in. Hey man, I got the shades on. His future bright, man. His future's bright, man.
Future's so
He gets
bright,
in.
put the shades on.
He gets in, man, and it's great to see because I know like about 50,000 of those votes are from me. So,
Well, 50,000 from you, 50,000 has to be from me.
yeah, and
I'm voting every day. I create different accounts. If there's a guy named Frank Moore, that's me. I just create all these random ass names. Let's fucking go.
if it's Josh Mitchell, that's me.
That's him. Yeah, I'm gonna start throwing out like random like old Rocket player names.
Yeah.
Like if you see David Wesley, that's me.
Yeah.
Like if you see Bob Sura, that's me. Like we're just gonna fucking
Ray
go.
Froston.
Ray Froston, that's him.
Damn.
That's me.
Shout out Skip to Malu.
But it's great to see. So I want to shout out to Turkey too because they've also pushed like for him to go on the All-Star game. They've been pushing like hard.
Dude, round of applause
Round
for
of
the
applause.
country of Turkey, dude.
Shout out to
They're
Turkey,
fucking
man.
killing
Yeah,
it.
man. The
Master Chef finale.
Yeah, man.
They're fucking showing the votes, man. Shout outs to Turkey, dude.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Killing the voting game. I love it.
Yeah.
GM, over to you right now. So I know that we talk about almost ad nauseum at this point, but I feel like every time we talk about it, he does something new. And like last night was another showing of why he's a star, because stars, like I said, the Kobes, the Jordans, the LeBrons, the Stephs, the Durants, the Hardens of the years past, the Allen Iversons, they can kind of just have a really wistful first half and then just on a dime turn it on in the second half and just go off.
Yeah.
Every time we think we've seen it all, he pulls something else. A fadeaway in overtime, not even looking at the rim. Like, what are we doing? Overall thoughts from the All-Star voting jump.
I mean, I think it's well-deserved. I mean, you can see the propaganda that Turkey is pushing, which is great. Like you stated, Master Chef, 2 rival teams in the Turkish league that played against Alp were promoting him as well. Politicians are promoting him. It's beautiful to see. I mean, he definitely deserves it. Houston can definitely have an All-Star. We need it. Please, we definitely need an All-Star.
I think he's getting it.
He'd get it now.
Yeah,
he's getting it no matter what.
And I will say this: like he's like leaps and bounds ahead of a certain dude from San Antonio. So we'll take that.
Chest out.
Oh, Victor. Yeah,
there you go.
Wemby. San Antonio's not voting.
I'm not here.
France isn't
I'm not
voting
here to
for
call
him.
San Antonio fans.
I mean, what's going on, guys?
Their own team is not pushing for him to get an All-Star.
Yeah, they're really not. Like, it's kind of bad. Like,
Levels.
I mean, why would you vote why would you vote a whiny little baby into an All-Star game? Like, you see him yelling, getting angry after every loss.
Can I just say, man, Wemby, you asked for this. You asked for this.
Yeah, I mean, my man caught a stray from me, but you know what?
Sleep
it's
in
fine.
that bed, baby.
It's
you
fine.
made that shit.
we got an All-Star, a future All-Star on our roster, okay?
Love it.
So I'm just saying, like, the way Alp's played, like, last night, even though we didn't get the win, if we did get the win, it definitely would have solidified him a little bit higher. But you could see his takeover ability just from last night overall, that second half, his number was called. You can tell, but I don't remember who it was. I think Lashard posted this. Shout out to Lashard. Posted about a quote that Ime had spoken about, that Alp tries to get everyone involved in the first half and the second half is kind of like where he starts to kind of like, okay, let me see how the game has been played. I can finally pick my spots. Now's my time to take over. His second half stats have been monstrous in terms of like the most recent games. It's almost like watching Golden State in the third quarter,
in the form of just one player.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to put it in terms of impact.
No, you're right.
And
I'm not
I mean,
hating.
we were the receivers of a lot of those performances against Warriors.
Oh, yeah.
And like with Alp, we're seeing him perform at such a high level in the second half.
You were looking at me. We looked right at each other when you said it.
PTSD.
I know, man. It brings a lot of pain, and you don't want to bring it up.
Like that Kevin Durant nightmare. Golden State. What did Kevin Durant do? No, but no. Good point. It's. I mean, guys, what more can we say? Keep voting.
Yeah,
keep voting.
No, seriously, absolutely, guys.
Every episode I have put a link in the description for each episode that we've been producing. So just click the link. It's so I've made it so easy for y'all. Click the link, vote. Put in your email address, vote. That's it. Put your phone number, vote. That's it. Click of a button. Maybe 2 or 3 buttons. And that's it. That's really it. So we're hoping whether he gets in as a starter or not, players are going to vote him in regardless because the man is just universally loved. Just one more thing to say in regards to that. You actually just reminded me of something. I don't know why they teed up such an Alperen Sengun masterclass just for them to kind of go away from him in the overtime. That was my only issue. I was like, just get the ball to him and let him do his thing. Like, what are we doing? Like, they decided to let Cam Whitmore get a couple jump shots. I get it. However, like, just continue to push him through. And I think that's what this Rockets team needs to do. Just funnel through. When a star player is going off like that, just put the ball in his hands and let him do what he has to do. Like, that is the thought process, right?
Yeah.
All right, boys. Let's go ahead and move on right now. Trade deadline. We are officially, from today, we are 4 weeks, 28 days.
Wow,
from
really?
The trade deadline. Boys and girls, this is going to be a big, big time for the Houston Rockets. This is the biggest, in my opinion, this is the biggest trade deadline since the Rockets had Russell Westbrook and James Harden suited up in a Rockets uniform. So you're looking at absolute, like, this is a big time moment for this team. This is going to determine whether or not they're going to stay in the standings that they are now. They're going to take a leap into, like, maybe the 7 or 8 spot, maybe possibly the 6th spot. There's a lot of moving parts here. GM, I'll pass it over to you first. Trade deadline, 28 days away.
Oof.
What are we looking most forward to? We don't need to talk names right now, like about players we may get.
Yeah.
But we can talk about some players that we kind of want to go.
I mean, I know who I want personally. I mean,
Yeah, go ahead.
DJ spoke
Drop
about
it.
it in a recent podcast. Josh, shout out to Zero Gravity, mentioned it on his podcast.
Shout out to Josh, man.
Tyus Jones and Daniel Gafford.
I want
Those are the
Tyus
guys
Jones.
that you want. They just fit perfectly. I mean, no offense
Point guard.
to Aaron Holiday. Tyus Jones, he has the highest assist to turnover ratio in the league currently. He takes care of the ball. Can you imagine two guys like Tyus Jones and Fred VanVleet? They're two of the top 3 in terms of assist to turnover ratio. The way that this team would win is taking care of the ball. When you got 3 guys who could potentially take care of the ball as well as they do. Granted, I understand that Fred has the ball in his hands a lot, so his turnovers can get a little high at times. But overall, his numbers are very good. Even LP, even though he's scoring a lot more, the ball's in his hands. We're starting to see him play make a ton as well. And if you add Tyus Jones into that mix, in addition to alleviating Amen Thompson of duties in terms of handling the ball, giving him opportunities without pressure, because Tyus Jones can play off the ball as well. He hits threes at a very high clip. And I haven't even mentioned Daniel Gafford. We need a big. Yeah. Jock Lando's got to go. Like, hey, man, I don't even want to say he's a consolation prize. He'd be perfect, a perfect fit. So shout out to the boys. They're calling that out. I mean, come on, guys.
DJ's been a day one guy.
I know.
On that.
And, I mean, I've wanted Tyus Jones for years, even during the many, many years of, just playing terrible the past few years.
I mean, you've been a big advocate for Tyus Jones.
Yeah, and I think, just overall, those two guys are just such great fits. Washington's could be a potentially good trade partner. I mean, why not give up, a first or a swap instead, to get
you can't hoard the picks forever, man.
Exactly. You got to use them at some point. And I mean, I'm just saying, if this draft is as weak as people really believe, then maybe you try to sneak one in there, Rafflestone. You know what I'm saying?
I have an affinity for these kids because I covered them during the McDonald's All-American games. I have an affinity for I feel like those are my kids over there. But yeah, they're not a very strong draft class. So if they want to make a trade, you are more than viable to do it. DJ, over to you right now. Big dog, what are we looking at right now?
Landale.
Trade deadline. Yeah.
I need Landale gone.
Would you want any combination of Landale and who else?
I don't care. I don't care if
filler.
it's Landale Oladipo's contract. I don't care if it's Landale Tate, Landale Aaron Holiday. I don't care. I didn't go on.
he's like anyone. He's like I'm not really I'm not accustomed to anything. Just Landale.
Well, my boy's non-guaranteed after this year, so I mean it's an easy get for any team that accepts him. They just don't have a guarantee next year, and then he's immediately a free agent. They're alleviated of all they have to pay him, and voila, he's gone.
Yep.
I mean,
is there anybody realistically that you would want?
Yeah, for real. Not for real. They probably won't let or look at him getting traded, or probably let him go. Andre Drummond, he's a good rebounding guy. I think he'll be a good big off the bench.
I want Drummond.
He's good, and he's a good veteran presence in the locker room as well. I'm gonna piggyback off what Justin said. Tyus Jones and Danny Gafford. I would love them. I would love them on this team too. We were linked. I think they said we were expressing our interest in AJ Griffin. I think he was in that 2020. You want it? No,
he was the pick before Tari.
I was a big fan of AJ Griffin's game.
Yeah,
big fan.
I would love to see him in Houston. I don't think we can get him, but it would be cool to see him here. I think, like Justin said, Tyus Jones and Dan Gafford should be the main two. I think they should be at the top of the list and should be one of our main priorities, especially if we want to get better and want to keep our spot in the play-in. And I've always said it I don't think Stone is looking at this roster and saying, okay, I'm satisfied. No, he has to make some moves.
It's a big year for him. I think. I think it's the biggest year in Stone's career in terms of deadline.
It's a turning point.
Deadline.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I think because he was also criticized. Everybody criticized him for the Harden trade. That that went through the mud, man.
I know.
Yeah. Hey, look at us now, man.
Freezing cold takes over there.
Yeah, he made some questionable signings. He made some. Look, I think, like you said, this is his biggest off season, or not off season, biggest deadline. Biggest deadline, man. He got to come through. He got to make some trades.
Yeah, because in terms of trades in years past, okay, Daniel Tice, okay, get rid of him. And there wasn't a big deal because we weren't really competing. So it was okay, they can make very minor trades, minute trades that isn't going to affect the team today. This is, like I said, this is the first year that it's going to directly correlate and affect the team today.
Yep.
Since 2020.
Yeah.
So we need that. We need to get some type of players. I would love Tyus Jones. Biggest reason, I'm going to piggyback off both of y'all. Reason number one, this is the biggest reason of them all. alleviate the minutes from Fred VanVleet.
Yes.
Absolutely.
He's so tired. Like, there's a reason why my man's shot was short last night.
He's gonna be worn
My
out by
man
the
is
end of the year.
tired.
Him and
We
him
need
and Sengun needs
Yes.
like rest, man.
give the man some rest. Like Gafford and Tyus Jones immediately. Drummond, those three alone immediately alleviate all of that.
I mean, I'd love Drummond, but I know that Stoney's been talking about wanting to get Drummond in Dallas, so we'll see.
I realized
We'll see.
that Stoney has like the same eyes as us in terms of like wanting the same guys. So
Yeah, I think.
Well, I said they've been linked for a while.
Yeah, I think Dallas
Yeah.
is desperate for a big because I don't think they like. I know they like Derek Lively, but off the bench, their bigs are like trash.
Yeah, they
man.
need help.
they need help.
They need help
They
on
need
the
help.
big side. Yeah.
But they don't need help as much as we do.
yeah,
We need more. So
There you go.
as a selfish man,
true.
I gotta think
Yep.
selfishly here. But yeah, no, the trade deadline's about 4 weeks away. Especially as we get closer to it, we're gonna do more trade deadline talk. I would like to devote a whole episode, actually just discussing once the rumors start getting rampant, and they will.
Yeah, they will.
I can't wait for that
Yeah.
Woj bomb. It's happening. That Shams bomb.
Oh
It's
my
gonna
God.
drop. Hey, maybe we'll all get the day off and do a trade deadline show. We could.
We'll see. I mean,
The
it's
option's there.
a Thursday, right? Today
is a
is
Thursday.
Thursday,
Get the
so we'll
Thursday off.
definitely
Maybe
be
we
able
could
to
do
talk
that.
about it.
Yeah, the deadline's gonna happen in the afternoon. Just
Yep.
stream it from morning on. So what do y'all think? Drop your comment below. Let us know what you think if you want us to do a trade deadline show. We'd love to do it. Boys and girls, let's go ahead and move on right now. Let's go. I was gonna say boys and girls. Why did I say boys and girls? Boys. My boy.
I mean,
And
we have
girls that are
we have
watching.
Yeah.
female
Let's move
viewers.
on. Yeah.
Yes.
Shouts to the WNBA. I love it. Let's go ahead and move on right now and preview the Rockets versus Pistons right now. The game that got flexed out. This was supposed to be the ESPN game, which I'm thankful that it's not anymore. Very thankful. But we're going against a historically bad Pistons team that is gonna come out and want to win this one. There's a lot of storylines here in play. We whooped that ass last game in
Yep.
Houston.
Yeah.
Asar wants that game back. Cade has that rivalry with Jalen still. It's still there. I know people don't, it's not talked about as often, but it's still there. So there's a lot of moving parts here. 3 keys, final score. Pass it over to you,
Well,
big dog.
First of all, get the hell out of the way when Sengun has the ball. That's key one. He's going to
Know
cook.
your place.
He's going to cook Jalen Duren, and whoever's in the game, he's going to cook. He did it last. He did it last time.
Darren can't guard him.
Yeah, Derek can't guard him. Wiseman can't guard him. Whoever you put on can't guard him. All right. Number 2, making free throws. Simple as that. Make free throws.
It's very, very, very simple.
Yeah, very simple. Very simple.
It's
No
a very
pressure.
simple key. I love the keys.
Yeah, no pressure. No pressure. And 3, please have better defensive rotations this game because our defensive rotations in that Chicago game was terrible. That was terrible.
It was bad.
We left too many open threes.
Way too many.
Like it was just terrible. And in that last possession where Kobe White hit that 3, it was.
Yeah, you knew that
Yeah.
was just that was a freaking was
a
it?
dagger?
Yep, there you go.
That was a dagger. Final score. Cade is not playing because he's hurt.
That's right. Cade's out.
Yeah, Cade is out.
So we see more Jaden Ivey.
Yeah, I think they're going to heavily rely on Jaden Ivey with the point guard duties, I guess. I haven't been watching Pistons games because why would I? They can want to win this game, Ken, but they're not. So,
There you go. Let them know.
yeah, I'm letting y'all know. Their loser ways will continue. I think the final score, I'm going to say 110 to 89.
Whoa.
110 to 89. We beat them wait, was Tari playing that first game?
I don't
against them?
remember. I
I
don't
think
remember.
Tari did play that one.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't care, man.
No, stick to your score. Yeah.
We still win.
110 to 80.
110 to 89. I think we win conventionally, get back on that winning track, especially against these 3 away games, which is Boston, New York, and Philly. We need to win. We can if we go into Detroit and lose. If we go into Detroit and lose, do not. It's the Pistons. Like I respect the Pistons.
Yeah.
Like come on, they're bad. They're bad. How many wins they got? 3, 4. I don't even know. They're bad.
They're really bad.
They're bad.
They have
They're
like
b3
3 total wins during the entire season, right?
Yeah, I think 3 or 4.
It's like historically.
It's historically bad.
Horrible.
You cannot go into. You do not want to be one of them teams that the Pistons fans can say, "Hey, we might have been bad, but one of our wins were against you guys."
And you saw all the historically horrible teams in every major sport is from one city, and that is Detroit.
Dang.
Red Wings, Lions, now the Pistons and the Tigers hold records for the most losses ever. So Yo, shout out to Detroit, man. I
Yep.
mean, the only thing they got is Eminem. Poor guys.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my gosh. GM, over to you.
Oh my god.
Give me 3 keys and a final score.
Sorry. I'm a big fan of Jalen Rose. Jalen Rose, love you, bro. What's
Key
it?
number 1, Justin loves Jalen Rose.
Yes. Yes. Okay, the first key, like DJ said in his score, we want the Rockets, their defense, to come back. We got to let them. We can't have them score more than literally 105. Honestly, I mean, I'm not saying that we wouldn't win if they scored more than 105. It's more so to set a precedent and to let people know and understand, hey, our defense is here. We're not gonna let the last 2 games get in the way of what we're trying to do and move forward. Ime, looking at you. Let's get these boys ready. Let's get these boys back on track. Put them in positions to succeed, and let's remember, like DJ said, defensive rotations, because they were pretty bad last night, and it was a horrendous thing to see. Number 2, we need everyone else to kind of get back on track. Alp's there, but we need everyone else to participate. We can't just allow everything to rely on Alp. I need Alp to have more than 15 potential assists and end up with 7.
Yeah.
I think that'll be a good recipe for a victory. Because obviously he's the focal point. We need guys like Jabari, Jalen, even Cam, Fred, these guys to be hitting buckets, not off the dribble, but catch and shoot type of things. And we just need to get back to what you do, guys. Act number 3, just, get back to what you do. Do what you do offensively. Don't shy away, and let's get back on track. Let's get a dub. Get back on these winning ways, especially on the road, which we need. Final score, 115-102, Rockets.
Oh, okay. That's nice. Okay, here are my 3 keys and my final score. 3 keys, simple. Key 1, defense. Key number 2, defense. Key number 3, defense. You'll win the game.
Yep.
Fair.
That's it. I've done it. It's Detroit. They're 3. I confirmed it. They're 3-35. Defense. That's it. Play defense.
That's worse than how we
There,
were
there
the last
really
3
is
years.
no other key to this game.
Yeah.
They're a historically bad team. Play defense.
Yeah, they have
You'll
all that
win.
talent. They have
You can drag out a game you can win 97-85.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Play
they have a lot
defense.
better talent than what the record shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, 100% they have better
I
talent.
think outside of that core, that young core, they're or inside the young core. They're a talented team. Other than that,
they're a talented team.
Other than that, they're bad. They're bad.
Talented team. They're historically bad.
like I
And
said,
I want to continue.
You should not be that team. You should not
Right.
be that team. That's all I'm gonna say.
I want to be the team that continues their historically
There you go.
bad record. So, defense. My 3 keys. Final score:
Let me guess.
118. 97.
Boom.
Wow.
Boom.
Man.
Defense returns to
Defense.
form.
We're all predicting kind of like blowouts.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
And then an even bolder prediction. Here we go.
Oh, okay. Let's hear it.
We could see Dylan back.
Ooh.
Ooh.
That's wishful thinking.
I think Cam starts.
Okay, there you go.
I think Cam starts.
Yeah,
That's a nice setup.
I also think
I
Cam starts as
I was
well.
gonna say they should start kind of getting Dylan slowly in there rather than throwing him directly into Boston. I kind of want him to start, but limit his minutes.
Yeah.
Play him
Yeah,
20 minutes
that's
and
fair.
funnel him in. I don't think they're gonna do it, but that's.
Yeah, I think
I can throw a guess out there.
if Ime is going to play him, I think he's going to just let him unleash him.
Right.
You know how Ime is, especially with his vets.
Yeah, no, we'll
Yeah.
see. We'll see what happens. Let's get ready to go home here, boys. But before we do, I got to give a shout out once again to. I got it right here. Yep. No struggles today. The boxing glove is way too far. I've given up on that. Celebrity Mint, family owned and Houston based company. We're proud to call part of the Apollo family. They've already debuted their sports memorabilia Mike Tyson Legend Series made of silver and gold. We also got the Ric Flair Legend Series as well. They can both be found right now at celebritymint.com. Be sure to give them a follow on all of their socials at The Celebrity Mint. And just for fun, since it is episode 200 and we have fucking made it to 200 episodes.
That's kind of
The
crazy.
summit has made it. We are out here. 200 episodes in, 3.5 years. You guys are still with us. That is crazy.
That blows
I don't know
my mind.
why you 200 episodes in, y'all are choosing to listen to us, but thank you. I appreciate it. And for 200 episodes in, I'm just gonna go ahead and throw this out there, just random. Since we got a big game on Saturday, Score prediction right now.
Woo.
Texans Browns.
All right.
DJ, go.
All
Don't
right.
no, give me keys.
Woo.
Give me a final score. Right now, DJ, go.
Man, Texans win 27-17. We get our get back because they were talking hot shit because they beat Case Keenum, old-ass Case Keenum and Davis Mills. We didn't have nobody, Cleveland. Cleveland, you're getting your ass whooped this weekend. The black SUVs are coming outside the stadium, and they're waiting for you. CJ Stroud is about to stand on. He's going to stand on business, and we are going to win. We are going to win. I'm taking it. 27-17. CJ Stroud throws 3 touchdowns, man. Let's go, man. 300 yards, man. Let's go.
GM, over to you now.
24-13 Texans. CJ throws for 3 touchdowns. And, yeah, we about to kill it. Saturday. We ready, boys.
Sweet. This is the crossover we've always wanted. Garrett from Off the Gridiron.
Woo!
Give me your prediction.
Well, on this episode.
Yeah, this episode.
It's gonna be closer than we expect because the Browns, they're dogs. They have great talent. They have a great roster. But I think the Texans take it. I think we win. I'll say 24-21 Texans.
Oh.
And
Woo!
CJ does his thing and carries us once again into the division round against the Ravens.
Yep.
You heard it here first. Off the Gridiron said it. It's gotta be.
Cameo from Garrett.
You never knew. If you don't know, now you know. We're all here. So my final score, since actually was similar to Garrett's, I went 24. I did go 24. 24. 20. Very close. Very close. So I went 24-20. And also, let's get that freaking revenge on Joe Flacco.
Yep.
After 12 years ago when the Ravens beat us in the playoffs. So let's get that one back.
Shout out to Taylor Jonathan Yates.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, no. Before this, yeah, we can't. I don't know how many viewers we lost, but we appreciate y'all for sticking around for that. We had to do it one time. This is why we're Apollo. This is the family here. This is what we do. Let's go ahead and go home. Let's close the book on episode 200. One time, GM, give the people what they want. Give the people what they want.
All right, everyone. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at JP_Mirabueno. Make sure to follow the podcast on Twitter and TikTok at Summit SOMPOD. Follow us on Instagram at Summit State of Mind _POD. Make sure to follow all of us, our brothers, our family over at Apollo NBA and at Apollo HOU. And 2 more things, actually. Shout out to the NFL podcast of Apollo, Play Action Takes, starring our producer Garrett and Stoney and sometimes Noah. And what is it? The Apollo NBA podcast, Zero Gravity, starring Stoney and Josh Garcia, our blog superstar. What did we learn today about the Houston Rockets? And everyone, if you're available, Saturday, 3:30, Big City Wings. Everyone show up. Houston Texans versus Cleveland Browns. Apollo watch party. All of us plan to be there. Everyone in this room. So everyone make sure to come join us. We're about to have some fun, eat some wings, drink some beer, and hopefully a Texans W.
DJ, where can they follow you?
Hustletown Season on Twitter. I'm not giving y'all my IG. I got to fix it up. But
That's private. There you go.
Private.
You ain't gonna find them.
Follow me on Twitter at Hustletown Season, SEN. I'm always on there. Other than that, y'all have the floor.
Yeet. All right, shout outs once again to our Apollo podcast brethren that continue to kill the game. Oh, by the way, I didn't even start this properly. You can follow me on Twitter as well at Summit Commish. But shout outs once again to our Apollo podcast brethren that continue to kill the game. BTD, Beyond the Diamond, the crown jewel of Astros podcast. Be sure to give them your first listen for all Astros content. Shout outs to Off the Gridiron, aka Apollo Texans. Be sure to give them your first listen for all Houston Texans content. Killing the game right now with CJ Stroud and the Texans in the playoffs, and we appreciate each and every one of y'all crazy people that have stuck around 200 episodes in. We appreciate each and every one of y'all. Look, it's a big time right now. Astros were in the playoffs. Dynamo are in the playoffs. Texans are in the playoffs. Continue your winning ways, Rockets, and you'll be there too. So let's go. This is a big
waiting for
time.
our time to join the dance.
This is a big time. Yeah, 200 episodes in, and we're like talking playoffs. So this is fantastic stuff. Continue to do what you need to do. Let's get ready to go home here. As I always say, with a Go Summit, Go Apollo, and please, for the love of God, beat the Detroit Pistons. Go Rockets.
Yeet.